Welcome to the Man to Man podcast where we talk like guys. Right now I got my sage, you understand me? Before every episode, we're gonna make sure we sage, we're gonna make sure we speaking from the heart. This is what men do. This is what men tap into. You know, you tapping into this conversation, you tapping into your youth, you tapping into your powers, you tapping into your God mind, you tapping into your heart, your intellectual, your walk, the where you come from, your hood, the whole nine. You understand me? Your womb, where you really come from. Like my brother Derek Gray said, you know, we don't claim the hood, we claim the womb. You get what I'm saying? So there's only one mind in the universe. So let's tap all the way in, my good brother.
What's happening? Hey, yo, I'm Steve Jones, by the way. A lot of y'all might have seen me on the War Room interviewing 19 Keys. Yeah, I was a little nervous. This was my first interview. Interviewing my brother.
Facts.
I was a little nervous. But today we gonna sit down, have a calm, man-to-man talk with my brother Basheer. We gonna talk about some interesting shit today. I just want y'all to stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So first, I did want to get into, you know, because we up on my bro platform and things of that nature, and so I wanted to start this off with like a story we got about Keys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to start this off about a story we got about Keys, just for reverence and things of that nature. As because one thing, and I would like to say is this: is that growing up, right? I didn't actually get to spend a lot of time with my older brothers. You get what I'm saying? Because we was separated in different households, and they was in California, I was in St. Louis in the streets, and you get what I'm saying? I was fighting these wolves out here. And they was out there in Oakland doing, you know what I'm saying, fighting the wolves out there in Oakland, you understand me? And I remember being in high school, and I was like, dang, I'm the only one in the household who was like, I was the man in the household at the time in the high school, during high school, and I had to look out for my younger brothers and things of that nature. And I was like, dang, I want to be around my older brothers. And I remember getting out of high school, I ended up going back to Oakland, right? And, we keeping it real on this podcast. This is man to man podcast, man to man talk, things of that nature. And I remember the first day I got there, out there in Oakland, y'all. My older brothers picked me up from the airport, and I never forget this. They was lit. They was lit. They was lit. That's all I'm gonna say. You understand me? They was lit. They picked me up. They was like, oh, the young God, he finally graduated high school. You understand me? You finally a man now. You know what I'm saying? So, and I never forget that we ended up going to it's called like Ghost Town, Oakland. It's something, what, ain't it called Ghost Town? Yeah, Ghost Town, Oakland. And we ended up going to this party and things of that nature. So I'm like, okay, so we celebrating because I'm outside out in Oakland. I remember they talking about some talk like you for the country. I was like, bro, what's wrong with y'all, man? And they like, boy, you country. You know what I'm saying? You from St. Louis. You get what I'm saying? So they like, talk like you for the country and things of that nature. So I remember we ended up going to this party. I'm thinking we finna just have a great time, things of that nature. We ended up getting into a fight. You know what I'm saying? We ended up getting into a fight my first day out there in Oakland, and I'll never forget that. But I remember though, the next day, we did end up going into my brothers. They were showing me some really dope things. I remember Brill, at this time he was making Assalamu Alaikum shirts, and Brill is what I call him. You understand me? Y'all call him 19 Keys. I'll call him Brill, and I'm just letting y'all into something right now. You get what I'm saying? It's some exclusive, energy right now. I call him Brill though, but 19 Keys, he was making the Assalamu Alaikum shirts at this time, and I remember basically like how that made me feel on a spiritual level. It was like, dang, my brother really out here actually touching people with using Islam. You know what I'm saying? And I remember them shirts was selling out the trunk. Like, we going everywhere. I remember Fabby Davis Jr., you understand me? He was buying them. We was going across the town. Everybody was just buying the Assalamu Alaikum shirts. And I remember a couple years later, they ended up turning into like the Musa Hill brand. You understand me? And then he ended up getting a whole store, a whole bunch of stuff going on. And that I just remember just going from St. Louis, from the dirty South, where all the nephews at, to going to Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And being around the guys again, being around my older brothers, I felt like that it was nothing could have prepared me for that. You understand me? And it was love. Of course, you know, we went through a whole bunch of different things, of course, as brothers, and we, you know, you do that, but at the end of the day, I learned a lot from those experiences. I learned a lot from actually being around my older brothers, seeing how they move in business, seeing how, it may not always been the best business, don't get me wrong. It was a lot of ups and downs, but it was beautiful. You understand me? And I want the folks to know that.
Yeah. It's a dope, man. Key's a dope person, man. Like me, I've been knowing Keys, bro. How long I've been knowing y'all, bro? Since I was like 12, 13.
Since you was like 3 feet tall.
And I'm still 3 feet tall. Like, you know, but I've been knowing Keys a long time, and one thing I can honestly say about my brother is he's the most loyalest friend that I ever had. To the point where, like, the way when I met them, it was, you know, it's like a million of them. Like, I don't, he got like 20 brothers, 17 sisters, it's a million of them. But where I gravitated toward the Muhammad family was we all grew up in the same neighborhood in St. Louis, in my neighborhood. And that's where I met them at. But I grew up in the house when I had sisters and my mom's single parent home. And I just couldn't deal with all these women fussing all day. So I ran the streets. Luckily, I ran across them in the neighborhood, and they had the brotherhood that I always wanted. You know, I knew I could be a man around them. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Talk about man shit that I couldn't do back at home because I'm around women all day. They fussing and nagging, and I just wasn't with it. I need to be outside around masculine energy, out here making moves and making it happen. Me and Keys, we used to run the streets a lot. You know, we sold drugs and whatnot. But one thing I can always say while we were out there on the block, you know, we had war situations going on, dealing with cops and whatnot, all type of shit going on. But every day we stood on them corners, we always talked about the future, the vision, what we wanted the future to look like, because we knew we weren't gonna be on this corner forever.
Facts.
One thing about Keys though, he left the shit alone early and continued on the mission to execute it. I stuck around in the hood a little longer than him, but we always kept in touch. And he always told me, like, Steve, leave it alone, bro. Come out here to Cali. Let's turn it up, you know? And to this day, we still tied in, locked in. And that's my brother, man, a long way to detour type shit. For real, so it's Keys, man. So what you getting right now, man, he always been like that. It's just now, it's full black God energy.
That's love. Right now, we tapped into gold water. Look, check this out, y'all. Have you ever dreamed before? Yeah. And if you're not dreaming, you got problems. If you're not dreaming, what are you doing? You sleeping. They say if you're sleeping and you're not praying, if you're sleeping, you're not working. If you're sleeping, you're not imagining. And if you don't have no imagination, then you can't create. Then what's a creator without an imagination? You're a slave or you're nothing. But I'm not here to call you nothing. I'm here to call you everything. You understand me? You are gold water.
And you can never have too much gold.
Wow, he just cut me off in the middle of my gold water segment. That's how you know this is good. You get what I'm saying? See, when you drinking on this gold water, you are alkalizing your mind. You were tapping into 10. You were tapping into something divine, you understand me? This gold water right here is going to electrolyze your consciousness, help your nerves tap all the way back in how they used to when you was a child, when you used to, you know, imagine things and you was just seeing the Oompa Loompas and the Boogie Bears, you understand me, in your consciousness, and you was just drawing stuff. He was like, mommy, look at this drawing. And she had to tell you and lie to you and be like, oh, that was beautiful. You understand me? But you seeing them spirits. You get what I'm saying? But see, this is what the gold water does. Helps you to tap back into that childlike imagination, that childlike energy, that childlike inspiration. You don't need coffee no more. You don't need to smoke no more. You understand me? Not FDA approved. But you know, it's God approved. Drink on your gold water. All right, now look, I want to go into this black guy segment of the conversation. I think we should just go ahead and start tackling it. Start really talking about this masculine energy and go into it. Because, like we was out there in Miami just now, Art Basel, you understand me? It was just so much fugazi energy that I was just seeing in men in general. It's just like, and especially how, for an example, right, you know how we be out and we be rolling. And we just doing our thing, you know what I'm saying? And then it just be certain particular energies that just come into our vibrational field of existence. You know what I'm saying? Like, men just be on like just weirdo activities. You get what I'm saying?
Man, I see a lot of weirdo activities.
Absolutely.
Like, it's to the point now where like, get back, just stay over there. Don't bring the energy in my realm. You could tell by the way I stand and that I ain't with none of the shit that you be doing. Let them get them
So
guys
like,
doing over there.
give
You
me
know,
an example though.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
I hate these. Like when I scroll down the internet and I see these guys who talk about this masculine stuff but be doing feminine shit. Like they turn around and paint their nails and our kids are seeing this and they think it's cool. Putting on makeup now. Like I just seen NBA Youngboy put on some makeup.
From a masculine man.
Yeah.
Why is it not okay to wear makeup and put on fingernail polish and all these different things?
You said why it's not okay?
Yeah, why? I just want to know.
That ain't what we do. That ain't what men do. Where I'm older. When we grew up, that was like forbidden, like, you know what I'm saying, to do anything that your woman do. A man, if that's the case, she don't need to date you. She can date herself. You dressing like her, you look better than her. You in the bathroom longer than her. Come on now, what is we doing over here?
You know what I'm saying?
And another thing I hate that I see on social media is I see a lot of guys disrespecting women. That's like my biggest pet peeve. Like people get on, they talk about women calling the B word or whatnot, and the shit just not cool at all. You know?
Do you think that connects?
Yeah, I think it connects because no one is holding each other accountable anymore. Everybody want to be independent individuals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody want to do their own thing, got their own way, and don't want to have to answer to nobody. And that's the problem right there, because I feel like as a man, every man should have rules on the tablet of his heart that he follow and stand on, the principles and morals that he should stand on. And if you don't have nothing that's holding you at a higher standard of yourself, then nobody gonna respect you. You know what I'm saying? You not gonna respect nothing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got nothing keeping you in boundaries.
So there's a whole bunch of feminine energy going around.
Whole bunch, bro. And then now they projecting it in the wrong way, bro. They projecting it to our children.
Right. They trying to call it like, they trying to mask it with the idea of freedom. Well, like what's it called again? Saying like you can be free to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Masking it with that, but confusing people for real on a real end, on a spiritual end, on a masculine or the principles of the universe. Because like you said, for real, all men have to follow some type of doctrine or principle.
Got to.
All men have to follow some type of code or something that they stand on.
Because it's like, how can you expect your woman to be submissive to you, but you ain't submitting to a higher power yourself? You know, you ain't got nothing else keeping you in structure, or, you know what I'm saying, keeping nothing in order. You can't have, nothing will never be in order in your realm, in your household, if you don't have nothing.
Because you all expressive.
Hold you accountable.
You want to be expressive.
Because you want to be free.
You want to be free, expressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, but like for real though. Now, okay, we finna really take it there, because now I'm seeing where we going with this conversation. Like, and we go get to the other part, because we did want to talk about relationships, and we want to go into how we should actually be dealing with certain things. What are actually relationships?
I don't really want to talk about a relationship. I want to talk about the breakup aspect of a
Yeah, we go.
relationship.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna get into that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But before we get into that, I just wanted to let the people know though, like, I want to make sure we actually make sense
Yeah.
of even the reason why men shouldn't really wear makeup and put on fingernail polish and things of that nature, and how that actually is tied into the universal laws, how that is tied into the structures of the universe, how nature works and things of that nature. It's a certain reason why back in the day, you understand me, and I kind of sound like Keys right now, you understand me? Like, back in the day, men had their hair cut, you understand me, wore suits, things of that nature, and they thought a certain way, and they produced a certain thing, and they created a certain reality. Now, based on the art, if you look at art, right? If you look at art, and this all ties in, if you look at the art of any time period, you will see that that art reflects the time period. Like for an example, even when it comes to music, music is something that in which, like, if you look at the 2000s, you got 2000 music. If you look at the 1990s, you got the 1990s music, and it always reflects the culture. Now, in today's time, we got music that reflects being ambiguous, music that reflects being of the world, music that reflects being on all these different spaces and all these different places of mind. You know what I'm saying? So it reflects that in our people, it reflects in our culture. Now, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan was like, I remember he said this in a speech. He was like, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad one day stopped me. He was like, brother, you came in all fly, you know what I'm saying? You fresh to death, ready to come to the class and minister. He was like, but I checked your woman. Your woman came in with some old busted up shoes. You know what I'm saying? She got the same garment she had on for the past 3 weeks. He's like, brother,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
For real.
Because he explained, he was like, ever since that day, ever since the Honorable Elijah Muhammad scolded him, he was like, he realized that I'm not supposed to come into this environment looking better than my woman.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to come into no environment. My woman should always be held at the highest plateau, always be held at the highest standard. I'm working for her. You know what I'm saying? In the Quran, it says that the woman is the second self of God. She should be worshipped next to God.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that the child is next after the woman. And then it's the man. The man is the one who don't need all that, because we already come as God. You know what I'm saying? We already come as the perfect representation of God. And all we got to do is start stepping back into our heart space as being men, right? Righteous and doing what we got to do to produce. And we won't need all these motherfucking accolades. We don't need all these looks. We don't need all these trophies. We don't need all these Grammys and all these other things that people try to put onto us to make us feel like we worth something. You know what I'm saying?
but in 2022, they say you don't get no likes if you ain't pretty.
But you know what I noticed though? Like, I think people worried about the likes
Yeah.
when they should be worried about more so, like, for an example, right? I love women. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I want more women liking my posts than men. See, somebody want everybody liking their posts. Most men and most people want everybody like they shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want women to like my shit. Because in reality, if I know I'm God and my woman is that representation of God as well, then who I look to see on a spiritual level, like if I'm doing something right, is God's woman. I ain't gonna look to the man, you know what I'm saying? I don't need the man to tell me, oh, I'm doing something cool. I got that in myself. My own voice tells me that. You know what I'm saying? But when I see that God's woman telling me that, you're like, oh, you lit? You know what I'm saying? You doing that shit? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On my end, I think that having praise from the woman is far more worthy than having praise from all these men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to the women, about the praise aspect of it, I don't think it's enough men out here giving women enough to praise
Facts. Facts.
in the first place,
Right.
because like it's men out here who never opened the door for their woman, opened the car door for their woman, but they done did everything in the world to become a high ranked gangster for their neighborhood. Like they done put all their energy in that.
Facts.
But they don't know nothing about chivalry no more. So I feel like, women need a template or need to see the masculine energy in the way that we operate, and they need to see it and feel that in person. Feel it, because like ain't nobody doing it no more, man. Or it ain't cool to, be masculine and, treat a woman with respect no more.
Absolutely. As long as you upholding that though.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got to.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Like that's one thing that women
like,
gonna always see around us is that we gonna make sure we doing those things. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing. It's the beautiful thing about these conversations is that we can actually talk about what we truly do in real life, in real life time, and we can actually have our stories, and we can tell our stories, and we can tell, our stories now. Instead of like I've heard somebody saying, the other day, it's like they don't get to tell our stories no more. They don't get to tell our narrative no more. We here now. We get that chance. We get to rewrite and make sure we put our truth into the world. You know what I'm saying? And I think the more that we do that, the more that we connect from that heart space, the more that we continue to do as we do naturally as black men, right? We automatically bring masculinity back to the fold. Like
why do you think men don't express that genuine love anymore?
because I think they don't know God. You get what I'm saying? I think a lot of men have forgot, or a lot of Asiatic black men have forgot that they are God. You get what I'm saying? And this world, in the way that this world has taught them, has made them believe that not only is the white man a God, you know what I'm saying? Not only that is that they actually their own enemy. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't like yourself, you're not gonna like your creator. You go actually despise your creator. You get what I'm saying? A lot of actual men are walking around with hate towards their own face. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So they actually hate the creator of that face. And they don't like their moms, and they don't like their sisters, and they don't like their women. You get what I'm saying? So this is why they go after other races of women. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, oh, y'all actually, in reality, black men, I'm gonna just keep it honest, black men that go for other races of women, you get what I'm saying? They actually think that they man is God. That's actually a hard pill to swallow. For an example, right? Black men that like white women, most of them view the white man as God. On a deep spiritual level, they do. They may not ever admit it. They may not ever say that.
Man,
but on a deep spiritual level,
I just told you this
they do.
when we be out, like I see a black man with a white woman, and like you'll walk past them, but they never give you eye contact. Like it's like they kind of feel ashamed when you see them.
Exactly.
Why you think they feel ashamed, bro?
Why you think that? You get what I'm saying? Why is there shame?
They never make that eye contact with you. They don't even want to speak.
The man should never feel shame. Why you feel shame like a dog? Yeah. You know what else that feels shame? Dogs feel shame. You get what I'm saying? The dog is the opposite of God. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know me, I'm a wolf. I don't like dogs. Wolf can never be a pet. You know what I'm talking about? And that's why you ain't gonna never catch me walking around with no dog. Yeah, I'm funking on dogs too. Yeah, This podcast, this big God energy, man to man. Man to man talk, masculine energy. And like, no, we keeping it all the way real, this podcast.
Yeah.
I think that the black man is the only masculine man in the universe.
Yeah.
In reality.
I feel like that too.
In reality, I feel like we only masculine, man, in the universe. Because you got to think about this. they say when a black man get back to his power, the universe corrects itself. So that means, okay, we've been in an ideology or in a consciousness of some other man's consciousness. That means we've been slaves and we've been indoctrinated into a whole nother system of thought. You get what I'm saying? That is not original and that is not from our bloodline. So it's like if we actually have to go back into a masculine identity, it's like where are we coming from then? And who taught us this unmasculine identity? You get what I'm saying? You see, like my brother always say, he was like, we gotta go to the source of the problem. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then like you just said, they got the unmasculine identity, but they try to jump in a relationship.
Absolutely.
I don't get it. Like if you don't know like the functions of the masculine and the feminine, why is you trying to get in a relationship? See, me, I'm single at the moment because I know like love right now ain't enough for a relationship for me right now because like you can love somebody, but the timing will be off.
Yeah.
I travel a lot. I'm here, I'm there, and I know like trying to do anything from a distance, it's gonna bring some, you know what I'm saying, kind of little turmoil within the
It is,
relationship. So I
every
don't even
time.
waste women time with lying to them, like, you know, but it's some men that'll play on a woman intelligence or try to, you know, finesse or, you know what I'm saying, just to get what they want for selfish gains. And that ain't how real men supposed to rock. You gotta be honest and,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying, and be clear with what you want in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, situationship, and you gotta have your intentions pure and set to its full capacity.
You really can't play on any woman's intelligence
Nah.
because a woman is quantum intelligence.
Yeah.
If she don't know now, she gonna figure it out later.
And it's gonna hurt.
She gonna have a dream about it. Her intuition gonna tell her something. Women see everything without seeing, and that's one thing that black men or men in general should understand is that even when they tell you, like, you know, a woman asks you questions they already know, and I just want to give y'all brothers this. A woman asks you questions most of the time, times out of 10, they already know. They already know the answer. They just want to see if you're gonna tell the truth. You know, the masculine man is the truth teller. He's not the lie creator. You understand? When a man tells the truth, she can trust you. The truth is trust. It's right next to trust. You understand? So the more that actually she bring up something, you actually be like, you know what? I did. Yep. I did because of this. You got your logical reasons. You got your reasons why. Mathematical. She like, okay, well, I could trust him though. You get what I'm saying? I can actually trust him with my life because he actually does tell the truth, no matter what it is. And a lot of y'all brothers just got so used to this rap music, so used to this culture, so used to this like cancer culture
They think it's normal.
that they think is normal to just lie, but really that makes you more and more and more and more of a for better lack of terms of words, a bitch. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be a liar. A liar is a person that's untrustworthy. You in confusion, you in chaos, and you create chaos. You get what I'm saying? Because a lie is always, always, always hard to keep up. And the longer that the more lies you create more lies. That's just more untrustworthiness just in your environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we can't have that.
Yeah. I kind of want to, you know, shift things over. You know, this the Man to Man podcast where we talk like guys. And
Yes, sir.
on this point, I want to talk about the 5 stages of dealing with a breakup. With the first stage being the denial stage, where you let your ego represent you and you start telling yourself, man, oh, she coming back.
Facts.
She ain't going nowhere. You get to telling your friends that. So how you supposed to really deal with that, bro? Can you get the people some game? How you supposed to deal with it?
So we asking it from like personal perspectives, from the heart.
Yeah, be real from the heart. It's man to man talk.
So, you know, how to deal with the denial phase, how to deal with, you know, that's powerful. That's, you know, because men, we got powerful, powerful, powerful egos. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, when you know, especially when you know who you are as a man, and you know what you bring to the table, and you know what you bring to this universe, and things of that nature. And this is why I say that the woman is the second self of God, because even in our denial phase, we don't want to give up that God. You get what I'm saying? Even if we put, like, just think about this. Even if you put her through hell, you know what I'm saying? You put her through all the different things. You know what I'm saying? She go through all this different shit with you, and you know that you unworthy. You know what I'm saying? Of her love and things of that nature. And maybe this is just one of those parts where you are unworthy of her love. This is for the sake of conversation, right? You know, the man mind still goes into, dang, I want to keep her. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I can do better. I can.
He think he still got it, but
Right.
I think in the denial stage, you need to talk to your friends, your real friends, close friends in your proximity, because they going to be honest with you and let you know, like,
Yeah.
bro, if you ain't got no yes man around you, they going to tell you, like, bro,
Absolutely. But
you scarred that lady, man, let her go, be happy.
I say in the denial phase, we always got to go back into, well, as a man, if she did this same thing that I did, would I want to keep her? You get what I'm saying?
And that's good that you said that, because they go into the next question, the next phase, which is the anger phase. You be mad that the girl finally left you after she done gave you a million
Right.
chances. Or you can be mad from the aspect of she left you and y'all got children together, so she done split up the family. And this stage, like the anger stage, this important for a man to be aware of his anger, or what triggered that anger, that emotion, but to never react or say nothing that'll, you know what I'm saying, make the situation even worse. You know, because there's a lot of men out here real life moving off feelings instead of logic.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why they get makeup. I feel good in my makeup.
What you think about that anger stage?
I ain't gonna fake it, like,
Because everybody go through the anger stage, bro.
yeah. So when it comes to the anger stage, you know, I'm an artist, right? And I gotta be real with y'all. I look at emotions as beauty, and I look at emotions as art forms. So recently, you know, I've been through my thing with my woman, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I went through my own, you know, release. It's not a breakup, it's a release. Y'all releasing from one another, and y'all making sure that y'all leave one another on great terms, so that way y'all can create beautiful stories and, you know, just come to more peace. But that anger, you are gonna deal with anger. But one thing that I realized was this, was that I can use this fire that I'm feeling in right now in my heart and in my soul to actually move forward and to actually be a catalyst for the growth. And maybe I'm feeling anger because I need to create, you know, a better structure for next time. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this anger is why, okay, if I can release myself from this, then I need to create better, I need to create a better reality for myself moving forward. That way I don't ever go back to this space of anger. You understand me?
Yeah.
Because the point is not to stay angry, the anger is an energy you use to correct situations.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The energy is just a force you use to get you out of confusion. Because that's all it is. Anger is just confusion. But it's your willpower. And so if you use it to understand yourself, okay, you use the anger to ask yourself even deeper questions. They say, you know, like I say, God asks questions, a slave asks none. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to be a slave to your relationship, or you don't want to be a slave to anything. So if you know that you at this point in time in life where it's like you're not gonna be with this person no more and you angry, well, it's like, all right, I need to do better, and I need to figure out how I can use my anger, right, as a way
To start your new journey in
start
life.
my new self off.
All right, that lead me to phase 3. This is what I see a lot of people doing.
Hold on,
They
before we get to phase 3, man to man.
Man to man. Phase 3.
phase
This
two.
is what I see a lot of people doing. They start bargaining. And now when I say that, that's when people try to be friends with their ex. Where maybe they'll try to compromise lower their standards. Maybe we can be friends. The shit don't work. I'm telling you that now. It don't work. You can't be friends with your ex. Like this is because a lot of people, right? They don't be mad after the breakup. A lot of people don't be mad at the relationship. They be mad at the idea that they had of the relationship that they thought they had.
Right.
But you gotta cut that fantasizing out.
Yeah.
It was just a fantasy that you had didn't work out. So now you gotta move on. You can't be trying to, you know what I'm saying, live in the past because that's gonna keep you there. You gotta always be planning ahead and living for the future, you know.
Because in reality, it was just a fantasy.
Yeah.
Like that whole relationship, and honestly, it was just a fantasy. Because if it came and gone, it was just a fantasy. It was really just a mirage. You know what I'm saying? It was just something to come teach you real quick.
And if you leave me, then I never had you.
Facts. Because if you leave me, I never had you. It's like, in reality, that's really what it is, though.
For real.
Like, because, like, this thing about, I watched that movie, The Never Ending Story, right?
Yeah.
And what that movie shows you is that, like, the difference between fantasy and reality is so thin. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if something don't last and something is not currently with you, and it's just a story you write, and it's just really fictitious. It's really just fictitious. It's something that you create and projecting in your consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So, if a relationship don't last, what I'm realizing is that if it don't last, it's because it wasn't built on an actual solid foundation. You didn't really write out that story completely. You know what I'm saying, in your consciousness before you even created the relationship. You really went into it, you understand me, more so on a learning curve instead of like oh, this is the end of my story. This is where this is going.
Because that's another thing, man. A lot of these men in this generation, they don't know how to manifest.
Facts.
They don't know, like, the first step is imagination, and then the second one is writing it down.
Right. And then getting emotion.
And getting in motion after that.
You see these Juices and Berries brothers.
Yeah.
They forgot about the getting emotion part. You get what
They
I'm
don't
saying?
know how to manifest, so
Because
they just
keep
spend
on
all them
reading
days
they keep on going
dreaming.
to these spiritual sister pages. You know what I'm saying?
And then they take you to the next phase, which is depression. Now, this phase right here, the depression stage after the breakup, this is the one that I feel like I can relate to the most because, when you love somebody and it don't work out, that shit eat you alive.
Yeah, I'm trying to look, y'all.
But this the stage that you got to pay the most attention to because that's when you will start sliding down the scale of life. And you don't want to be at the bottom of the scale of life, So you got to replace all of that negativity with you got to avoid all of the destructive habits, like your life depended on it,
Y'all, I want to let y'all know something. I'm trying to keep it together.
I'm saying though, like,
no, for real though,
like,
my heart,
yeah.
my heart. Ladies, check this out. This brother, he bringing up all these.
That's cool because the last phase is the acceptance phase.
He's bringing up all these questions and these conversations because he know. I just I'm no longer with my partner, and so my heart is going through some things, and he's really speaking on a lot of things that's hitting me right now, my consciousness, and they very present, they very in the now, and but he's speaking on some real things. The depression, it'll really take you there.
Yeah.
But you see, that's the point of being a masculine man and this man to man and this God talk.
It's exactly the point of being a man because they take you to phase 5, which is the acceptance. When you a man, this is the point where you acknowledge the role that you played in the relationship. You gotta acknowledge and accept it. Then you gotta take what you learned from it and carry it into your next relationship. only take the things that you learn that are going to be healthy for your relationship, though, because a lot of people bring that past trauma
Right.
into a new relationship, and then they think it's fine because somebody accepted them. But
Right.
my grandma always told me that if you don't work, you'll settle for anything. So some
Right.
people just settle for shit out here,
You
and
know,
which is
you
not the
get a
way.
lot of this on social media. You
Yeah,
know, you get a lot of these people talking about some, man, fuck my ex. My ex wasn't shit and all these things. And I say this. Check this out. You know, all my exes is angels.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? All my exes, matter of fact, they was God themselves in person. Because that means I was sleeping with God. You get what I'm saying? That means I was sleeping with angels. If my exes wasn't shit, that means I was sleeping with shit in my bed. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to go to sleep next to shit. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
And so I need y'all, like as men, as young guys, and all, even for the women that's listening to this, stop saying that your ex wasn't shit because that wasn't true. You chose that person. You chose to be with them. You get what I'm saying? And you chose to lay with them. And you chose to have experiences and travel with them. You chose to eat with them and all that. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta, and today's time, we gotta have more respect for one another. You get what I'm saying? Let's have more respect and dignity. Matter of fact, let's start to, because this is what this is about.
yeah,
Learning how to actually release ourselves from these cords. This is what they are. These are spiritual cords.
Yeah.
We are creating spiritual ties. So when we in relationships with people, let's respectfully, let's not be like Justin, you know what I'm saying? Let's not go that route, cause he gonna take y'all through for real through hell if y'all listen to that shit. Let's get back to this black guy energy. You get what I'm saying? And making sure that we respecting one another as we are releasing ourselves from each other's grip.
All right, so I got a question for you, man to man. Hear you telling people that you just recently got out of a relationship. So, what are some of the things that you're doing in a healthy way to deal with the breakup?
Um, I would say one of the healthiest things that I'm doing is continue what I was doing before we even got together. And that was,
Can you give me an example? Give the people an
and
example.
so for an example, before me and her had even connected, I was just focusing on, you know, building myself, you know, building my brand or building my knowledge and
Yeah,
learning deeper on about God and things of that nature. And really, it's just a continuation of all of that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like I never stopped, even through the relationship. It's not something you never stop. It's just really just focusing on what matters. And even doing this, like, bro, we're doing podcasts now. I wasn't
yeah,
doing podcasts in a
yeah,
relationship. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? So, in reality, I'm alchemizing that energy, and because
yeah.
I'm staying more so busy
All
and
right,
doing the
so
right things.
and when you're in a relationship, everybody got a love language,
Mm,
quote unquote.
yeah.
So did during your relationship, your past relationship, did you listen and learn her love language, or did you try to force your love language upon her? For example, some women are not materialistic. Some women cool with just a picnic at a park or somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Did you try to spoil her with gifts? No, and she the whole time she don't like the gifts. She really just want a chill date, or So did you force your love language upon her, or did you listen and learn hers?
My past relationship, I feel like it was actually my healthiest relationship.
Mm,
Simply because, I went into it on a much more mature level. And I actually didn't force my love upon her. It was more so it was more so of a connection to how it should be. You know what I'm saying? It was more so like we went into this like, how do you want to be loved? How do you want to be loved? When we had these conversations and we talked about these things and we talked about, children and marriage and all these things before we even like really connected on a
yeah,
physical level. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I do notice though is that someone will tell you and they will show you how they need to be loved, but they still need to see there is another way to be loved. You get
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
So the point is not to go overboard and excessive with new ideas and new things. It's just to show somebody that there is another way to be loved. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like what was something about that relationship that made you feel that you had found love once upon a time?
Something about that relationship that made me feel like I found love.
Yeah. What characteristic, trait, or quality of that relationship that made you at one specific point in time feel like you had found the one?
I remember specifically, I was doing my retreat, and she had like we had did shrooms together, things of that nature. And you know when you take shrooms with somebody, you see everything about them and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? And when we took the shrooms together, bro, I saw the universe inside her. You know what I'm saying? And I remember at this time, like during that trip I did, like I went on heroic,
Yeah.
bro. So I'm talking about my nigga.
Yeah.
I met God that night, and and I remember it was one point in time where I ain't gonna fake it, bro. I felt like I was like in a whole nother corner of the universe, but she was there, and she helped bring me back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she was grounded, and she was just like her energy and who I felt like she was to me at that moment was just like her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because just like how she was able to ground me from, I mean, I'm talking about I'm in the far reaches of the universe.
So to sum it up, you felt grounded
Yeah,
at the
like
time.
I
Doing
just
that.
felt love. You know what I'm
Love,
saying? I
pure
felt like
love.
just pure love. I feel like it was just pure love. Like, you know what I'm saying? A type
Mm.
of love in which only, I really felt like at that moment, it was a type of love in which only your mom could give you.
And that gotta be hard to, you know what I'm saying, go from that point of feeling grounded in love to a breakup. So how do you find inspiration again to start back dating?
But I look at everything like it's teaching me something. You know how most people look at life like, oh, I'm going through this, so I'm supposed to feel down.
Yeah.
I look at life as like, it's only teaching me to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's only teaching me to do better. And I know for a fact that if I can experience something like that I felt like it was such a high in my life, and the universe and God showed me, all right, well, I'm gonna take that away from you. You know what I'm saying? Or my own decision making takes that away from me. Then that means that if I look at this objectively, then I can grow from this situation. Because if
Yeah.
I can think I got a hold of something so precious, right? That means I was worthy of it. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
I was worthy of that moment in time. I was worthy of that love. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's a way of God showing you, like, or showing me that if I learn how to do this though, think like this though, and stay on this path, then this is something I can give to you for the rest of your life. Once I bring it back into your, you know what I'm saying, your view. You get what I'm saying? Like they say, again, it's like a hustler mindset, right? It's like you got $100,000 before, you know how to get it again if you a hustler. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like so all these people like to say romantic lovers and all these things. If you truly a romantic lover, you will know how to actually get that back once you do get it. If you do drop
Yeah.
the ball, you know what I'm saying?
Like, so during your past relationship, do you feel like you utilized your communication skills at its fullest capacity?
Um, I always feel like I can do better,
Yeah.
cause that's how I know. Like, and it's not just to be on the screen talking about, but for real, like in my heart, I feel like I can always do better. And I feel like we had just great communication. But then I realized even in my own thinking of like we was having great communication, it still was layers of that communication that I just wasn't seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's one thing to have great communication, but there's another thing to have a great circle around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That,
You can have great communication with somebody, but if you don't have a great circle around you, right?
that's what destroyed all my previous relationship
Exactly.
environment because
Exactly.
it was
Environment.
like I always got in relationships where I came in toxic because I was running the streets. My parents, everybody who
Facts.
know me, they know like I was in the streets, sold drugs, been in jail, been shot numerous of times. I'm a gangster. I came in a gangster at the
I'm a
time.
gang.
Like real talk,
Facts.
but so a lot of the women accepted my lifestyle, which means when I came in, I never had to change who I was. This is what they accepted.
Facts.
But once you start loving the person and things start getting serious, they want you to change. But your ego kick back in. You start telling yourself, man, you been letting me do this all this time. Now you want me to change? I ain't with it. I ain't on that now. And then they'll leave you. So now what you gotta learn from that though is like you gotta evolve. You can't be afraid to shed them old layers of yourself and create the new you, the supreme you. You
Facts.
got to tap into that God within yourself. Like, man, I came home this time and I refuse to live toxic. Like, even dealing with women, like, if they know not to text this phone, do nothing toxic and nothing. We don't communicate like that. We trying to help each other evolve and grow. And if you're not doing that, or if I'm not doing that for you, then there's no way we need to be in the same proximity.
Facts. You know, it all goes into how you look at it. How you looking at this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, most people view love as a fairy tale. So they get a fairy tale. You know what I'm saying? But
I got 3 questions, 3 more questions before, cause I know like time coming. So I want to
man, hey,
ask you.
we here.
I want to ask you
We
something
here.
so
You know what I'm saying?
real.
Ain't no time coming. Look, check this out. We here. Look, cause we talking about love, and this is a
Yeah.
very like when you talk about love, you
You
talking
just
about these
gotta
type
let
of
it flow,
things.
huh? Just
Facts, cause this
for
is
real.
this is what people need to hear
Yeah.
actually. So, bro, like,
What do you think is the proper protocol for a man to cut ties with a woman?
okay, I'm about to get into that. I'm gonna answer that. Cause I wanted to still go off what I was saying just now, right?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say this that love, how most people view it, is a fairy tale, but it's not. Love is a responsibility.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because, for an example, and this is just like, because most people think about love, they think about relationships, but love is the relationship with yourself first and foremost. When you in the hood, you know what I'm saying, and when you doing shit out of survival, you doing shit out of survival. You get what I'm saying? And you get into the money out of survival. You get into the bread, you fighting people out of survival. You get what I'm saying? Or you trying to protect something
Yeah.
out of
You're
survival.
not looking for love. You're looking for
Exactly.
survival.
You look for
Yeah.
survival. So what you do in a survival mind is completely different from what you do in a loving mind. The love mind, and when you, let's say for example, you a man in the hood, like you said, right? When you got into relationships with certain women, you already went into it like, I'm doing,
Yeah.
but that still was survival. She was trying to teach you about love.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You see, what she was trying to teach you and what most women try to teach men and what most women don't know even about their own selves is that love is responsibility. The first form of love is to listen.
Yeah.
That's how you know if somebody actually love you. Is do they listen to you? Do they take time to actually sit there and listen? Most people think that love, right, is giving you something. Most people think that love is actually, oh, let me get them gifts and things of that nature. That's not love. The first act of love and the first responsibility of love is to listen.
Mm-hmm.
How well can you listen to somebody speak? Even if somebody like yelling at you, can you listen to they yelling? Because in they yelling is actually the solution to the problem, the reason why they're yelling at you. You get what I'm saying? So the first form of love, and what I was realizing was like, even like this is one thing that even my past relationship with her was teaching me was like, love is actually not what I used to think it was. Love was, it was responsibility. And the more that you take on love, the more responsible you are. Because without love, you in survival and you in chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Love is something that you have to learn and continue to learn for the rest of your life.
Facts.
Because it gets in depth and it's like infinite depth.
Right. And
You
you
know?
been like, you think about it, if you in infinite depth of chaos your whole entire life before you do learn love, it's gonna take you a whole entire lifetime to learn love.
Yeah.
Love don't get rid of the difficulties. You know what I'm saying, in life. And that's what I want people to realize. Love is not gonna get rid of your difficulties. So stop thinking that shit. That's why people be going to fairy tale mind. They be
It'll
like,
never get
you know what I'm
easy in
saying?
life.
Women be
Never.
thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just find a man with a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. That's like, you gotta understand the same shit you dealing with, it's just gonna increase.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? On some other different level or
Because
some different
you know what
form.
they say, man, the more you acquire, the more you desire.
Exactly. And so it's like you may have a bag now. And see, this is the thing, you know when people talk about money, they be like, yeah, money ain't the solver of all issues. Okay, let's not listen to these folks. You get what I'm saying? Get that bread.
You gotta have some
Get that
financial
bag.
stability.
You get what
man,
I'm saying?
You know.
Now, what I'm truly saying is that whatever you don't deal with right now, you gonna still deal with later. I don't give a fuck what you got. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, if you ain't, say for an example, for women, if you ain't found a man now, who ain't taking care of you, doing things in that nature, you got some things you gotta work on yourself. You get what I'm saying?
That's exactly why I hate that saying treat people the way you want to be treated. Like
Facts.
I had to cut somebody off for telling me that the other day. They say treat people the way you want to be treated. I say no. I disagree with that because I'm not treating myself 100% supreme the way I should be treating. I need to learn more knowledge. I need to get more financial literacy, and I'm not doing that to my fullest capacity myself. So I definitely don't want you to come in my life treating me the way that I'm treating myself because
Facts.
I need you to come in my life and treat me better
Better.
than I'm
You get
treating
what I'm saying?
myself,
And that's
and
being
vice
honest.
versa. This works both ways. I get to come in your life and teach you new things, and you know what I'm saying, something that's gonna evolve you though, not nothing that's gonna keep you stagnating in life. We got to cut that off. Like anything that's gonna hold you back from your purpose in life, you got to cut it off
And that's
at the
honesty.
neck.
That's honesty. I'm gonna check this out, right? I don't need no woman in my life. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Who ain't gonna upgrade me?
Yeah,
You get what
upgrade
I'm
me
saying?
like what
Like
Beyonce
upgrade me.
say.
Let me upgrade you. I
Upgrade.
want her to come with that Beyonce
For
energy,
real.
talk about some let me upgrade you. I'm like, oh, shorty, you litty. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Cause nah,
But you know what the problem
I need
is?
my Rihanna.
Everybody want the end results in the beginning. Like scroll down social media and they compare their life to everything they see. They compare, like you real life seeing people comparing their life to a little 30-second reel. They see the end results and they want that. And if you can't give it to them right then and there, they gonna go mess with your friend or somebody else who they think got the bag, who gonna treat them right.
Look,
And
I'm gonna
then
tell you something.
it's just what's the hamster on the wheel cycle again. You know, like they never find the love because they going in there with the wrong intentions in the first place. You gotta lead with love.
Shorty.
Check out Basheer, man. When you put the eyes on, man, just look the other way. I'm just playing.
Shorty. I wanna tell you something. I wanna let you know this right now. And if you still basing your life of anything you see off what anyone else does,
Yeah.
you a lame. I'm just keeping like, you know how people like to try to, pussyfoot and try to cuddle you and stuff like that, coddle you. I'm just let you know right now that you lame. It's lame. That's some lame shit. Like the
Especially
fact that
if you're a man comparing your
that
life
you-
to other men.
Facts. The fact that you even going on Instagram and like feeling down or up or sad or about anything you see on there is some lame shit. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
let's just cut it all that out for a second. You can't create nothing in the universe if you already of the universe. If the universe ain't already basically done, you see.
Like for real.
You see, like I be wanting to say what I want to say. Like, look, you see, if the universe ain't already let's just say, impregnated you. You get what I'm saying? He done already impregnated you with his knowledge, with his own understanding, and you
Wisdom.
just are walking around pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why a lot of you brothers walking around effeminate. You know what I'm saying? Because you already pregnant by the universe. You get what I'm saying? You already impregnated with everybody else's ideas, impregnated with everybody else money and flashing and spirituality and quotes and all these different things. You get what I'm saying? But how about you go ahead, finally just give birth to that damn universal child and go spend some time off to yourself and go ahead and download your own and impregnate yourself with your own ideas. You get what I'm saying?
You gotta tap into your ideas. That's why I like the game. What's the game they play on the PlayStation? Grand Theft Auto. Minus the violence aspect. What I like about the game is
Violence is needed too.
the character on the game, the main character on the game, is always on a mission. Soon as he get that mission completed, he finna go do some more shit that you thought was impossible. But he getting it done though, you know.
Facts.
But when you mess up, what it tell you on the screen? Wasted. So you gonna sit around and not chase your goals, you just wasting your time. You gonna be wasted out here. You can't be wasted out here, man.
Nah,
That's
no,
why I
sir.
told you first you gotta envision it, then you gotta write it down.
Man to man. Is
Put
why
that
you,
action
is that why you got
behind it.
this feather in your hair?
Man, look, I got this feather in my hand because sometimes I just feel like I might fly away from all you ignorant niggas, man. Like, you niggas is like real life, like y'all slowing down the vibrations out here. And sometimes I just need to fly away and get in the sky with the guys, you know?
Yes,
So I
sir.
keep the feather with me,
Yes, sir.
for real.
He got that hey root energy on him, man to
Yeah.
man. You get what I'm saying? Now we get back into these man to man.
Oh,
I want to get back into these.
man, the man, I would still wanted you to answer this question, though. What you think the proper protocol for a man to cut ties with a woman after the breakup?
Man to man. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is great. This is powerful. This is beautiful. You know, man to man. Even though I just created a song that said I don't apologize. I think one of the greatest things that we can do is to both actually come to an agreement and say, let's apologize to one another for the reasons why we not together anymore. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
hold on, let me stop you. When you do this apology, right? It's face to face, right?
right,
It's
face
not
to face.
online. Do not do it
not
through
online.
the DM.
Let's not do the Instagram.
Do not send her a
crying and
text
shit.
message. Do it
Let's
face to
not
face
go
like
on-
a man.
Let's not go on Twitter. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? No, let's actually call up one another. Hey, let's have a sit down, love. You understand me? We know that this is not go to where we wanted it to go, and it's not gonna be that. But because we got history, and because more than likely 9 times out of 10 y'all done sexually been together, things of that nature. Y'all done created spiritual ties. Y'all done went traveling, and y'all done created experiences together. So you gotta create experiences that releases y'all from all of that. You get what I'm saying? So you call her up like. We all both know where y'all headed, so it's like we might as well just get together one last time and talk face to face, like we got together face to face. You get what I'm saying? So, because the same way you start something, the same way you got to end something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, you had a conversation where you talked to her and y'all both, you know, respectfully let each other know what y'all both loved about one another. You know what I'm saying? Going to what y'all loved about each other, going to what y'all both can actually think y'all can work on. You know what I'm saying? For just yourselves, and going to what y'all think y'all can work on for y'all future partners. You know what I'm saying? Like actually look at it as like a learning lesson. Like y'all actually in school right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And actually look at it from that perspective. Like we teaching one another, and then going to because I actually recently have done this. You get what I'm saying? This is why I'm speaking on it, and actually go into it through and truly apologize to one another from the heart.
Yeah.
Like both of y'all apologize to each other for certain things. You know what I'm saying? That you or her couldn't or could give or couldn't provide one another. You understand? Just apologize. She go apologize back and do it from the heart. Everything from the heart space. This is how you actually heal. You get what I'm saying? This is how you actually heal connections. This is how you actually heal from wounds and stuff like that. And also another thing that you can do is, you know, y'all can write down basically each other's names and stuff like that, and let in a writing let you know that you are releasing yourself from this person. You know what I'm saying?
See me, once it's over.
Like if you want to go on,
I'm
you asked
deleting.
me for on a spiritual level, so I'm giving y'all the spiritual. You understand me, game? Like we could look, cause you know
He
as
gonna
men,
give you the spiritual shit now. Me,
you
I'm
know
finna
as
go.
men, I'm giving y'all the spiritual.
I
Game.
want to go into the logic.
If you want to
then.
do it right under the
Yeah,
laws of like
he
my
right.
and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to just go pure,
Like me,
gangster,
logic. After the breakup over with me, I'm deleting all old memories. You real life died in this movie. Like
no,
I
for real, you
wish you
could
the best.
definitely do all that.
Exactly, but
Definitely do
I
all
don't
that.
wanna. I ain't holding on to nothing from the past no more. So I'm cutting all ties, but I don't want to see it on my phone. You gonna get the block from me. I might change the number and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Only for my sanity though, because like be real. Like after the breakup, man, the women y'all move on real fast, man.
Facts. So for the health of your soul, you know what I'm saying? It's like for the health
Real.
of your soul, I'm telling y'all to do this,
Yeah.
right? For
No,
your spirit,
for your soul,
for
because
your
you know you
soul.
left on good terms. You
Now,
gave
if
the
you
other
an
one
artist, though,
closure.
if you an artist though, doing all these things that I'm telling you to do, is key.
Yeah.
Because when you go back into writing your music or your poetry, you gonna have these actual experiences that you can go off of. It's like, oh, I actually sat there with my ex, and we actually had these conversations. You get so you can actually write about it now. You see, I do everything based on like, in a way, it's kind of narcissistic. You know what I'm saying? When you go into like, oh, well, I'm a creator, so I could look at everything as, you get what I'm saying? Art. So, and if you take that, if you take that type of mindset, it heals you, because you're no longer in your head, you're no longer in your heart, you just in creation. You know what I'm saying? And you're looking at things as if this is the creator experiencing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, now this my last question before we end the Man to Man podcast where we talk like gods. And this is like a more, personal question. This is for both of us, actually.
Okay, let's get it.
So moving forward in life, right, as far as, getting into a relationship in the future, are you gonna be consciously making sure that you're aware of the characteristic role you're operating from, such as your ego and your core, pure self? Or you gonna know the difference which way you lead your relationship, or you gonna lead it from the ego aspect or the core?
Um, it's a mixture of both, always.
Just the answer I was looking for.
It's a mixture of both, always.
You gotta have that
Like,
balance.
gotta have that balance, cause
The ego brings the flavor,
yeah,
but your core is what gets you the love. And you know what I'm
right.
saying, help you reciprocate
Cause
the
let's
love.
be honest. Let's be honest. She came to me because of my ego.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? She
Yeah.
came to me for my ego. She came to me because of my ego. She came to me because of how I look. You know what I'm saying? She came to me because of how I talk. She came to me because of my staff and how I walk.
Yeah.
She came to me because, you understand me, I'm on this podcast right now. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying, with a black God. She came to me because, I pray to God and I give a lot of glory, things of that nature. And anything that I say out my mouth truly is ego. You get what I'm saying? So she came to me because of my ego. And she gonna stay because of my ego. And she gonna wanna be with me because of that ego. And now, so, again, because we be looking at things from the Caucasian consciousness and Caucasian slave master mindset, we was taught that the ego was something bad. Something that the ego was something wrong. But you see, nah, black man, I'm gonna let you know something.
Yeah. Let
If you
them
ain't
know
got no
something.
ego, I don't want to go into ego, because this is something that people need to understand, right? Because I don't think people understand what the ego is. And because they don't understand what it is, they've labeled it something else. Because even myself, I labeled the ego that was something bad at one point in time. But then I had to check myself, and I had to realize that there's a difference between ego and what's it called again? In a lie. You get what I'm saying? If it's a truth, it's healthy for your ego. If it's a lie, it's destructive for your ego. You get what I'm saying? Most people walking around acting like, for an example, they got, 60, like they got a Lamborghini. They on Instagram with Lamborghinis and things of that nature when they know they ain't got it. That's a false ego. You get what I'm saying? But you see, me and my brothers, me and the gods, we walking around as actually just knowing who we are. You get what I'm saying? And knowing the knowledge of self and
That's
having
why
the
I keep
knowledge
my
of self.
crown on.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, hold on. If I'm looking super saucy, highly attractables, you get what I'm saying? That's the truth because that's just what it is. You get what I'm saying? That's the truth. I'm actually am a very highly attractive black man. So if I actually speak on those certain types of things, that's telling the truth. You get what I'm saying? That's just, going into, that realm. But again, I realized that if you focus on God and your ego is only gonna be correct. You get what I'm saying? Because you focusing on the truth.
Yeah.
You focusing on that part of your consciousness. Now, if you focused on worldly things with your ego, then you focus on the wrong things. And your heart can't build nothing from that. It can't attach to anything righteous. It can't attach to anything of love. You get what I'm saying? And so that's how I view that. And so when I go into, my next relationship, I'm gonna make sure, I stay continuously on principle.
Yeah.
Whatever I would have, like whatever you have going on that drawing her to you, keep that going. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's why she here. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so, but a lot of men tend to lose themselves in relationships. They tend to walk off of their purposes and walk off of their paths to tend to the relationship. Now,
when they do that, man, your woman start respecting you.
exactly.
When you quit chasing your purpose and put her above everything, she don't respect you because it's like she start feeling like you clingy, like you need her to live, and she gonna start she gonna hate you in a minute. After that, when she start feeling like you depend on her to get everything done, you need her, you can't live without her, you can't breathe without her. You just might as well just end that relationship right then and there because it's not gonna work. She gonna respect a man who's standing on his logic, his principles, his morals, who going after their goal, chasing their goal. And if you're not aligned with my goals, then you got to get out the way.
Right.
They only respect it when you serious and you
don't
putting the action behind it.
Always.
You can't be talking too much and doing too little. You got to put the action behind it. And with that being said, we're going to close out the Man to Man podcast where we talk like guys with my brother Basheer and your boy Steve Jones, a.k.a. the guy with the feather.
And the man, Steve Jones.
Run it back. The man,
Look,
Steve Jones.
Look, check this out. Man to man, if you ain't got gold water, then how can you actually be a man? You get what I'm saying? Because if your mind is not alkalized, if you're not dreaming, and you ain't lucid dreaming, then you're not imagining. If you're not imagining, you can't create. You get what I'm saying? And if you can't create, you can't be a man. But see, gold water, and what this does is, it brings your brain back. It gets you away from the cigarettes. It gets you away from it gets you away from all of those things that you don't need, and it gives you back that natural, creative energy. So drink on gold water. Oh, before we ended this out, there was something that I wanted to speak on. And for some reason, when I started doing this gold water commercial, this is how good gold water is. It just had thoughts popping up in my head. For some reason, when I started doing this gold water commercial, I thought about it. I was like, we need to talk about this. But now, see, the problem is, as I just thought about it, I just forgot it because I didn't drink my gold water today. But I think it's it needs to come back to me because maybe I need to take some gold water real quick. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah. You know what they say, man? They say 19 Keys said drink gold water.
Now, it was something I did want to talk about before we got off to this podcast. It needs to come back to me though, real quick. Just had it in my consciousness. It was very important. It was like one of those universal downloads. It was like God, like said, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. It's an alignment. What was it? What was it, Keys?
She just came here with.
Oh, it had something. It was something important. It was something very important that like what men should talk about. It's something that men need to talk about. It needs to be in their space right now. What was it?
Dirty fingernails.
Oh, it's close. It's close. It's close, but it ain't it. For some reason that almost brought it back. Almost brought it back, but that ain't it. What was it?
Weighing up your own weed on the scale. God talk. Oh my God.
No, it was something about. It may have been about close to response, like close to response. Like, man, what was it?
I think man needs to start meditating more.
Was
For
it
real.
Was it close to meditation?
I think black men, especially black men, we go through so much trauma, and we just adapt to just end up adapting to situations instead of trying to free ourselves from them situations. We end up adapting and just it becomes a routine, a normal way of living at this point in time. So it's always important to step back from everything, take the time out, just meditate, refocus, re-envision, reimagine, and then jump back out there instead of just always adapting to all these negative situations in life.
All right, so, okay, cool. Matter of fact, let's ask like 10 like quick questions, right? That we can do to improve on basically on masculinity, right? So,
Keys, you got any questions?
so, so I want to ask you this: what you think? What you think, Steve, that men can do with their women right now that can help improve their situations on a masculine level?
On the master level, I think the number one important thing is a man need to speak more life to his woman. You need to speak life to your woman, and women speak life into your man instead of always coming in the house nagging, complaining. Compliment her today. Compliment your woman today. Tell her she look good. I mean, I know she got 50 DMs today. So how is you standing out from those 50 DMs she got? Is you making her want it in this relationship? You say 50?
You gotta sit close so they can hear it. The only way a woman get 50 DMs is she dropping ass and pics. She's dropping ass pics.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Well, I'm saying 50 because if this your woman, she should have let them DMs piled up and not open none of them. So it better be 50 in my girls. Flat out. And that's unopened.
50 DMs.
That's unopened. Like, these can be DMs from months ago, but I'm talking about like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they need to be piled up.
50, first of all, 50 DMs is a lot.
A lot.
Even if they sitting in the request jar. The only way a woman getting 50 DMs, you understand me, by a bunch of thirsty niggas, you feel me, is if she thirst trapping. She got ass titty pics, you understand me, populated, you feel me, all throughout her page, you feel me, and she asking for people to DM, because 50 DMs is a lot. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. Don't think that's normal if your girl getting 50 DMs, you understand me? She might be a sex worker, I'm just letting you know, you understand me?
Don't quote me on the 50, I'm just throwing a number out.
You're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Now, it's always going to be thirsty Negroes knocking at the door. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now, whether she answer the door or not, then that's different. So the question becomes, what is DM etiquette? You understand me? Like, I think DM etiquette is important because we got too many connections. You feel me? Way too many connections. Like, back in the day, if you stop being in a relationship with a person, you ain't keeping contact with her no more. Right? Now, we still keep relationships going even after we get out the relationship with a person. You understand me? So you got people that you used to have sex with that you still follow. People that you had casual sex with that you follow. People you were in relationships that you follow. People that you were attracted with. All of these people are extensions of micro relationships, or you understand me, that you have, which would not normally exist or didn't exist for previous generations. So previous generations, the relationship between two people. Now in your relationship, you got 100 people, right? By average, a person can only like really have meaningful relationships with like max like 10 to 15 people in their life. But then you got 1,200 friends that you're trying to keep up with. Make sure you like their picture, repost that. So you may have more loyalty to a friend that you know through social media than you do your own mama and daddy. Because that time that you would have spent calling them, checking on them so you can have that intimacy with real family, it's now split with your social family. So it's like, when it comes to the ideas of like DM etiquette and connections, period, like what's an acceptable level of connections, you understand me, that people should have now, right? Because we normalize the way we connected to each other, but it's not right? Because what's normal is just what becomes standard. You understand me? But is that the best way to go about the approach? Because if we look at our relationships, are we getting better at relationships? Are we getting worse? Because now we have a lot of instantaneous connections for no long-term drive whatsoever, right? So I feel like we got to reassess how we do relationships, and we got to start clipping people and stop having so many people attached to us. Because those people, everybody that's attached to us represents an intention that we have. You understand me? Whether you acting on it, whether it's subconscious, whether it's dormant, whether it's active or not, it exists. So it's like, back in the day, those intentions wouldn't have been as clear as, oh, this person you're attracted to, you actually follow this person. There's an intention, there's an action there, right? Yeah. And because it's in this immaterial social world, you navigate it in your mind as if it's innocent, but social media is a business site, but it's more so a dating site at the same time. Exactly. You understand me?
Because you will find yourself going back, man, let me go and check on my ex, see how she doing. You ain't going to say nothing to her, but you'll go clicking through the pictures just to see how she living now.
And I don't think that's particularly healthy. You feel me?
Yeah, it's not healthy. That's why I said earlier, like me, when it's over, I deleted everything.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it.
Finito, out of there. Bye, adios. We had what we had, but we ain't going back. I don't know how to try and travel. You understand me? So if you was yesterday, you got to stay, you understand me, where you are. I can't bring you back to today. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
Not one day, not 2 days, not Thursday, not Friday.
You never supposed to go back.
Yeah, this is... That thought came back to me. Huh. Interesting. It's right when he's talking about the social media. Now, this question, Steve, this for both of us. Semen retention. You know what I'm saying? Semen retention. Now, this is something that is very interesting, especially when you get into relationships. So if you're in a relationship with a woman, I think a lot of men need to understand this and you need to know about this. Like, how do you deal being on a spiritual path, you understand me, tapping into your powers and masculinity and things of that nature? You know that a great deal of masculinity is actually semen retention. You know what I'm saying? Actually being able to strengthen in your bond with keeping yourself from tapping into sex all the time. You get what I'm saying? So when you get into a relationship, right, how do you balance that?
Me, this how I balance it. I practice my self-discipline skill. Like you can't never just, like when your girl wants sex all the time, sometimes you gotta make her work for it. You gotta play hard to get, because if you ain't got no self-control over yourself, she gonna feel like, man, when I'm not around, he can't handle himself. He can't control himself. Like sex, like he gonna have sex, he gonna cheat. You gonna cheat. Like this just a fact. If you ain't got no self-discipline, and then your woman can easily have sex with you when she feel like it on demand, and you ain't never stopping or nothing, she not gonna respect you, bro. Like y'all relationship is gonna be weakened because you lacking self-discipline. How you feel? You disagree?
come in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah, man, that's how we do it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no rules to this. We just freestyling. You feel me? Well, you asked him. I want to get my opinion. You know what I'm talking about, man to man. I just want to get my opinion.
Man to man, come on. Keep it rolling.
Yeah. All right. So listen, peep game. This is the way I look at it. I feel like nature has already prescribed the time when we're supposed to take a break, and that's when a woman has her menstrual cycle. You understand me? In a period. You feel me? I think that in a healthy relationship, I don't think there's nothing wrong with having a healthy sexual relationship. You understand me? Where you all consistently find each other appetizing. You understand me? I think that that's the natural attraction, and I think that a lot of people like to talk about running red lights and things of that nature. You feel me? I'm gonna avoid the traffic laws. You understand me? That God made. You feel me? And when it's time for them cycles, then that just lets you know that's when it's time to fast. Same thing. A woman goes through a cycle, a man goes through the same cycle.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think that puts a positive and a healthy, you understand me, reset on all things.
Yeah, I like that aspect.
Well, you know, when you get into the science of it and things of that nature, they say it takes 64 days for a sperm to actually mature and to even have actual healthy babies. You have to actually have a real mature sperm. And they was doing research where they was showing how most men nowadays, they having babies with sperm that's probably less than 10 days old. And so the children are coming out, as a reflection of that. They're not actually, full born, healthy, evolved species of children and things of that nature, even on a mental level, and their brain not fully developing because the man is not taking 64 days minimal, right?
Yeah.
To make sure that his sperm is actually powerful enough to create, a beautiful seed into this universe. You know, I think that we tend to do a lot of things based on, going into our beast mind, right? And it's something that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about, that the Honorable Minister Farrakhan talked about, was how, when he went into the breakdown of the 666 and things of that nature, and how the 666 was the code to the, to the DNA, and how it did represent the beast within the man, and how, but when you alchemize it, right, it flips. You know what I'm saying? And then you get it back into, the spiritual nature of the man, and when his mind is that of more so the eagle. You understand me? Instead, see, I use the wolf, right? So to give it a little bit of breakdown of why I use the wolf. The wolf represents my beast nature. You know what I'm saying? But I also had the eagle. The eagle represents my higher mind. I'm always in knowing and understanding that I have the beast inside me. You know what I'm saying? That I have that side of myself that I always have to conquer.
And that's where the self-discipline kick in that I was talking about.
Exactly.
You got to be aware of both, but always you got to tap into the ego more than you tap into the beast nature.
100%. And especially in today's type of atmosphere,
Yeah.
where this is not like back in the day. You know what I'm saying? This is not like how you have all this information and all these different things and all this social media and all this extra shit that's helping you tap even further deeper into that beast. You know what I'm saying? Easier. So I look at it as like we got to be even stronger today, especially as men, especially from man to man. You know what I'm saying? We got to be even on a higher level, a higher structure. Now, we can say, right, God created things to be a certain way and things of that nature, and we can go off of more so our playful mind with that. But if we go more into a mature sense of ourselves, when we know better as men, like, now we actually do got to take a little bit more time out and create even better structures for today's time. Because now we dealing with something where it's like a wave of chaos around us. You know what I'm saying? In order for us to even go into even deeper strengths in our consciousness and into our Christ consciousness, we got to even, it's like what you sacrificing. You know what I'm saying? When you sacrifice something, you get a reward for it. People used to think you had to sacrifice animals and things of that nature, but it was a sacrifice of your animal nature. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like the more as men we sacrifice more and more that animal nature of ourselves that we say, God created but in reality it was what God created as a test. You know what I'm saying? God created that as just a test so that way we go see who's going to build stronger structures. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it, is like, if we start to view the semen retention as more so. Well, and I look at it like in a relationship, but I look at it also from what you were saying was like, we got to be more disciplined. We got to make sure that our woman knows she don't control this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't just go get this anytime you think. You know what I'm saying? Because
Is that a real issue?
it really is.
I never
Like,
experienced
it really
that
is.
It's not.
issue.
Like
I
I'm
ain't
looking
like
at it,
I understand what you're saying.
I'm looking at
it
it from
never
the
really been
perspective
a.
of our people.
But
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying like in like a actual situation, have you experienced that or know somebody that has experienced that? Like the girl, she's coming in too hot too much.
Yes. Women all first off.
I'm saying, but it controls you where it became an issue. Like you feel like a piece of meat.
First off, I always feel like a piece of meat. You know what I'm saying? Women always. No. Pause. But like, just think about it. Women always want this. Women always want. Women all first. Women always want this. They always want to. You know what I'm saying? First off, let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Women all because you a black guy, women go always want that.
Right, but I'm saying like,
you know what I'm saying?
Has it actually really became an issue where it's like, damn, I feel like I ain't got no control of myself. She just get whatever she want. Like,
no, it's not even that. It's not even that. You got like.
Nah, I see. I done been in the situations to where I done been
you
in.
taking it to a like a.
Well, no, that's how
like
it was stated. I want to, because
it's not how it was stated.
Different perspectives. Yeah. They listen to the conversation.
If you look at it,
I ain't never had that issue.
If you look at it from this, because people don't know what the actual issue is, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that people don't know the illusion that they under. That's the whole point of an illusion.
But then sometimes you can create a problem that don't exist by people that over acknowledging and emphasizing things that are not issues, right? Now that's to say that if that was the case, because it would require a certain type of man that feels like he don't have control over his whole relationship, and that's just an aspect of where he can see it manifest. You understand me?
Right.
As a man, I don't feel like I've never felt dominated by a woman, so I can't relate to that aspect of it.
It's not about I'm feeling like being dominated.
Well, I've never been
that.
dominated.
It's just that you got to understand that, again, if you are giving up your seed on a weekly to a month, like the more that you give up your seed, you are physically giving up power. It ain't got nothing to do with her.
No, not necessarily.
No, go into the science. If you going, let's necessarily.
Then there's tantra.
Nah.
Right, so
nah, necessarily. Hold on, going to the. I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
This is a conversation. This is how it's going.
Yeah, so I just let you speak, so let me speak.
Well, no, I'm gonna give my science, right?
I'm about to go into the science. If I'm speaking on something, you can't just come in and be like, hold on, I'm gonna go into the science. Let me speak. This is man to man.
This is how we gonna do this. All right?
Man to man.
Yeah, so if because you gave the science of the semen retention, right? But on the aspect where you talked about, you understand me, essentially controlling you in that the daily or the weekly or the monthly sexual habits, you understand me, depletes a man of that godly energy.
It does.
You understand me? Where I would have to point there is that, you know, in the Western ways of how sexual relationships are cultivated, then I could agree. But then you have Eastern practice of sex, you understand me, where it's tantric, and it creates a cycle of energy. You understand me? Because even when we're talking about sex, you know, ejaculation and, you know, orgasm are separated. You understand me? When you're talking about Eastern sexual function, right? So the actual act of tantric sex is not one that depletes the man from his vital energy if it's done in that capacity. You understand me? So a qualifying factor with what you talk about semen retention doesn't mean that you don't have to have sex.
What does Eastern sexual ideology teaches you? It teaches you not to ejaculate.
I just said that. I just said that the separation is that semen retention don't mean not sex.
Right. So like, you proving my point.
I'm not trying to disprove.
That's what I'm saying.
More
like,
perspective. It's not a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a conversation.
I'm not saying it's a battle, but I'm just saying you proving my point. Is that what I was saying, and this is why I feel like I didn't need to be cut off.
Well, I'm gonna insert regardless, but I'm just saying like, the separation was sex versus semen retention, and that the science in which you talk about is that you can still have sex, and you can also have semen retention at the same
Now,
time.
see,
for the
when you're
effect of
dealing with,
preserving
okay,
energy.
you dealing with a group of people such as the black man and woman in North America who have no idea at all truly what sex is. So when I speak about it and how I speak on it, I'm speaking on it from the way I know in which I'm speaking to basically a child. You get what I'm saying?
I'm shooting. I mean,
In reality,
some need higher
yeah,
perspective.
but that's why, see, for everybody that's on a certain level of perspective, they gonna take it from what level of consciousness that they
Well,
on.
see, it depends because then they go to the level to where extremism. Well, I can't have no sex. Well, I'm not a man. I have no control.
Well, you gonna have,
But
look,
then,
that's good for certain people.
It may be because in the essence that they feel like they're ignorant. But if you give them the whole piece, then they can just go and actually do it the right way with the right intention.
Right,
You
so
understand me? So
before I even
I
was
would
able
rather
to
give them
even
the
speak
whole.
on these things and go into everything, the
See,
science
I
behind
was
it.
I was
You know what
basically
I'm
saying
saying?
self-discipline
It's
and
like,
self-control
let me go into the
because
science.
like once you got a woman that just want to like nympho sex just come in and
Yeah.
y'all whole relationship just becomes about sex.
And you got a lot of those women
It just
out
be,
here.
and you got that's
That's
what I'm
just a
saying.
sexual
And so
That's
that's
high
why-
sex drive. So you
exactly.
gotta have that
And
self-control.
so that's why I wanted to
self-discipline.
speak on this because it's actually
sure,
a lot
for
of that
sure.
in our community.
Yeah.
Especially because of the rap music, especially because of the whole
And
culture.
especially because like nowadays everything is fast. Like people move so fast now.
Exactly.
Like they don't even want the chivalry, the love.
Most
like,
men don't even
you know what
realize,
I'm saying?
like,
And that ain't cool.
before they even get into relationships and all this stuff, before they even get that ability to start having a whole bunch of sex and stuff, they start realizing like, hold on, why I'm not focused? Why I'm not on my, you know what I'm saying? P's and
It
Q's.
become the
Like,
sex can become a distraction.
they don't
away
even
from
know.
your
They don't
purpose.
even know it's the sex.
And that's
No,
why
yeah.
I say you gotta have that self-discipline to where you can't be doing this shit all the time. You gotta have some type of
Exactly.
ground rule, like some type of, and the man gotta be the one to put the foot down to lead
Right.
there. You know.
That's why they call it the sex drive, because it does drive. It drive your ass crazy.
Right, it does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You'll
saying?
be spending. I always say we spend so much money and time chasing sex, right? It's like you can chase sex and you can chase checks. You understand? You can chase sex, you can chase dreams, right? Because the amount of energy it takes to manifest sex, right, in life, that's the same energy it takes to manifest $1 million. You feel me? Like a person that spent,
Facts.
all right, I gotta go get dressed a certain way. You understand me? I gotta put on my flyness. So the flyness is gonna increase my chance of having sex. I'm gonna be seen, right? So you left brain all your activities, right? Consumerism, left brain, ego, right? Materialism, right? Titles, all of those things, left brain. Because this is, if I act out this brain, I'm gonna have sex. I'm increasing my chances every time. I need the big car, the fly, more women, increased chance. I need the nice title, call me this, increased chances. So a man, even that doesn't have much of nothing at all, he'll still start to compartmentalize and design his life around increasing his chances of finding mates. And this is something that we've done for forever, essentially, because if you go back to even different levels of our ancestors, it's like, you understand me, the men had to be the most masculine one, the alpha, essentially out that group, to increase his chances, especially if there's lesser women, you understand me, or that's not in their fertile function at that time, you feel me? He gotta stand out, so he gotta do something. And throughout different cultures, that changes on what it means to be that alpha that's going to be the most attractive to that mate. But now, women see money.
Hey.
And money is like the man. Money is the man. You understand me? So women will see you as the man if you got the money. So men feel like, well, I'm gonna just get the money. I ain't gotta be the man. The money will be, and they gonna come to me for this. This is what I have. You understand me?
Yeah.
So once you make money, the man don't be mad if a man wanna make money.
And then, which is why there's a whole bunch of, you know, non-masculine men walking around. A whole bunch of, what's it called again? The Kevin Samuels walking around this motherfucker.
Oh my God.
You get what I'm saying? Because you got a whole bunch of men with some money. You get what I'm saying? That these women are attracted to, and then they get with those types of men and wondering like, man, this man is flamboyant than a motherfucker. You want to look more prettier than me. You get what I'm saying? And he don't even want to do the certain things that you thought the money was gonna do, but it really didn't. You understand? Because it don't
Man,
match
but how a
masculinity.
lot of these women get with these men for money, right? And don't even get the money.
Right? Don't even get the money.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
they just walk away heartbroken and they keep doing it.
Right. It's just like what you thought. You was dealing with a non-masculine man.
At the end of the day, it'd be better get with the man, let him teach you how to make the money.
Yeah.
If you get with a man who got money, he know how to get money.
Yeah.
So your goal should be able to leave there more valuable, not leave there with more money. You understand me? Because he gonna feel like you not as valuable as his money if he can just buy you. You understand me?
Facts.
Like if I got a lot of this money, but I can buy you with a little bit of it incrementally, how are you more valuable than my money? Right? So what you want to do is extract the value out the relationships that you in, which is the knowledge, the expertise from the man that you with, at least. So when you leave, you're more valuable to produce it on your own. So now, once you look for the next person, you're looking for value. You understand? When we talk about high value men cannot be high value if they don't have values, number one. You understand me? But that ain't a high value man, he can't teach you nothing. Two, you understand me? That ain't a high value man if y'all not thinking long term. You understand me? That's not a high value man if he can't protect you. You understand me? That's not a high value man if he can't cultivate you spiritually. Like,
And it's not a high level man if he put money over everything anyway.
Facts.
You know,
because he gonna put money over you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So when opportunities of money come up, and he decide that that's more important than you can't get mad because that was the reason you got with him in the first place, for the money. So now he prioritizing the very thing that you like him for. Now you get mad at him. So it's like you gotta get, if you go, like intentions is a very important check. Check your intentions when you do anything, and just be honest with yourself. Because a lot of people don't like to be honest. If you get into it for that reason, be 100% honest with yourself. Because a lot of times you lie to yourself, and then later on the truth is revealed to you. You understand me? And then you change up. It's like, nah, you went in there for money, or you went in there for sex, or you went in there for whatever you went in, but you lied to yourself as if that wasn't what you was doing. You understand me? But this person treating you for the exact reason that you got with them. Like, she got with me because of the money. Like, well, I'm gonna treat you.
Absolutely.
They got me to hit this for the night. You understand me? Like, and then you went in there at that moment, like, yeah, you go do that. And then later on, you switched up because you caught feelings. Because when sex is involved, things change. Connection, the dynamics change. And women are wanting to. I had a tweet. The tweet was, women are evolving, number one. I give kudos to women because women are evolving because of what men have done to them over time, right? But men need to catch up, but nothing substantial enough has happened for men to want to evolve yet. You understand me? Meaning that, like, we were the reason that women changed, right? And it's going to have to be something even more substantial than women changing, because men can still use their money to get women, you understand me, in order for us to change. You understand me? So that's the moment that men are waiting for, to go through an evolution, because men are not going through a cycle of, evolution in the capacity that we're becoming better for our women. You understand me? But women are becoming better for themselves in the capacity that they are evolving against the treatment in which we put them under to find better ways to survive and thrive and become free and
Without
live
us.
a better experience without us.
Yeah, because in a way, the reason why they evolving is because they love us deeply, and it's out of love, and it's out of responsibility. Something that we spoke about earlier is that, love is responsibility. So, and they understand that in order for them to actually be human beings, they have to love on themselves, and so that's something that in which men, I guess, still have to find is a love for themselves, and that's why I spoke about earlier.
Well, I could say this too, but a lot of women are becoming more masculine too because, the agenda against black men in America.
Absolutely.
A lot of us are dead due to situations. A lot of us are incarcerated, can't lead the family.
Right.
A lot of young men don't have male role models to show them how to lead a woman in the first place in a relationship. So the women doing it themselves nowadays.
A lot of these men don't have nobody. A lot of these young boys don't have nobody that they respect.
No God,
You know
no
what I'm saying?
respect.
They don't have nobody they respect, nobody they look up to, nobody that they actually, you understand me, look at and be like, oh, I can get game from this person, I can respect it.
They look at people like Youngboy NBA.
Yeah.
They look at the rappers. They look at, here's the thing about rappers. y'all are leaders. You just terrible at it. You just lead people in the wrong direction and don't want to take responsibility for how you lead people.
Yeah.
You understand me? And that's the issue. I'm not a role model. You are in a role, and people model themselves after you. You are a role model. Once you step on a platform with massive influence, you either take accountability of your responsibilities or you ignore them from how you influencing people. That's the difference. And people in prominent positions with platforms of influence, you understand me, try to ignore, so that's the ignorant part, right? They try to be ignorant of the consequences of their influence and impact.
Facts.
You understand me? But you are impact, are influential. So to say that the young boys have nobody to look up to or that nobody's leading them, they are just the wrong people.
Exactly.
You understand me? That leading them and the wrong people they looking up to. And you have to ask yourself, am I one of those people? That these young boys that are super impressionable, or young girls that are super impressionable, that don't have a better role model than myself, so they following me because I've created this brand, this music, this entertainment, this attention capsule to where now I have their attention because I've made sure I got attention. But what am I doing with it? And what is my impact? And how am I effectively, creating consequences? Or am I doing something that's righteous?
Yeah.
So,
In reality, that's true. Cause in reality, that's to me, I feel like that's some pure devil shit. To get to a space of where you do got people watching you, people listening to you, people that's just following your every move, and then you act like you don't got these people that you are guiding, that you are leading. Because to me, there's only two people I know that's like that, and that's the devil, and that's just a child. You get what I'm saying? So it's either you acting like you a child and you don't know what you're doing in life, you don't know where you headed and how you moving and shaking things, or you actually do know what you're doing, right? And you just acting like you don't. And that's, to me, that's some magician shit. That's some coward shit.
I
You
look
get what
at
I'm
it
saying?
plain and simple like this. When you get on Instagram, it literally shows you that you got a following, right? So if these people are following you, where are you leading them to? That's the question you gotta answer. Where am I leading these people to? Is you leading them to destruction, or are you gonna lead them to the water to drink something so they can evolve in life? Because that's the whole object of the game, man. As human beings, we supposed to evolve. Are you helping these people evolve, or are you, slowing down their growing process?
and growing up in Oakland, California, growing up in St. Louis, terrible environments and situations, right? In one environment in St. Louis, no good role models, right? That's how I felt. Like in the streets, I can't think of like a person that was like,
They are.
oh, I can aspire to be like that person. You understand me? Because of the visions, dreams, goals, and the way they project and present themselves. It was niggas that was showing me how to do nigga shit, showing me how to sell drugs, rob, steal, kill. You know what I mean? Whatever of the lower nature I wanted to get into, I could find a mentor in that subject, right? There was nobody to teach me how to become 19 Keys. So with that being said, though, I want to put on the impression of minds that like you can make excuses for yourself if you want to. You right, bro. Ain't nobody in my environment putting me on. No, put yourself on at the end of the day. You ain't got a pops, be your own pops. You ain't got a leader, be your own leader. You understand me? You don't have a good friend, be your own good friend. You gotta get in your own ear a lot of times. We're gonna be man to man with it. Because I empathize.
But I don't sympathize. Real talk.
Because I don't feel sorry for you, but I feel you though, because I understand the conditions that manufacture your mind to produce the factory of your thoughts and the conditions of your reality. You understand me? But at the end of the day, those are your thoughts. That's your reality. That's your free will that you demonstrating over yourself. And at any point in time, you can decide to go the harder route, which is to change. If you go the easy route, it's to stay the same. The hard route, I'll be ostracized by the homies, the friends. I'll switch up on this whole old life, and I'm gonna go a better route. The regular route is, I want to stay in my thing. I don't know, you guys are yelling at me too much. I'm emotional. I don't have people around me. I feel depressed. I feel this, that, and the third. And that's another thing. I'm in this beautiful rant with this. Everybody, okay, listen. The sad, stress, anxiety, depression, suicide, right? Some of you all are depressed just because you keep listening to depressed shit. You listen to depressed music all day, you understand me, and you walk around depressed. You ain't got, listen, everybody ain't went through the problems that they claim they went through. And times growing up, people would tell me, just be a man about it, right? And that's not a mental health quote per se, but it's a willpower quote. You understand me saying that you do have a real power to get over those small battles that you magnifying right now. You understand me? And people are allowing you to suckle on their nipple, you understand me, nursing this situation when you could just drop your nuts and be a man about it. Because there's a lot of things that you're not executing on, but you living in the greatest time to be able to get money, to be able to find you a suitable mate, find you a place to live, activate your dreams, goals, ideas, go train, go live, go out there and be a man. You understand me? Like, be a man. That has to be a slogan that has to be re-energized in society because nobody is telling people to be a man. Everybody is saying it's okay to be a boy, or if you want to, be a girl. You understand me? But nobody is saying be a man because men have been vilified so much that the very idea of being a man seems wrong to young boys, wrong to women and little girls. You understand me? But being a man has to be one of those things that was always my backbone. It made me courageous. You understand me? It made me toughen up, smarten up in situations, and push my willpower where I felt like my back was against the wall, not realizing that shit, I can take things head on.
Yeah, just even having that mindset of being the masculine, being the man, that should save your life sometimes. It saved my life, for sure, for sure. You know, just having to react and split decision, make split
Man,
second decisions. That's what I'm trying to say. Just me having to do that in life through many times.
that saved
That
your
shit
life
helped me.
every
You
time.
know, it work every time because you ain't moving off feelings. I gotta real life logically think about this, how I'm finna make it through this situation. I can't be dwelling on the pain no more. You know, like it's
But
over with.
I will say this because I think what this generation does very well and what society is doing very well is curating empathy. You understand me? And I think that that is something that has been missing for a very long time in the world, right? I can empathize, and I mean, I really mean it, because I was just having this conversation with my girl about like me being different than everybody I know. So I never go anywhere and I feel like, oh, this is my place. Because I'm always different than them. I'm different than my brother. I'm different than my brother Steve. You understand me? I'm just a different person. But because I can empathize, that I can feel everybody around me, I can connect with everybody around me on some sort of level, right? And I can understand you, right? Which is the most important. If I can understand you, then I can accept you. But just because I can understand you and that's accepted doesn't mean that we go hang together, we go kick it, we go do all these different things. That just goes to my level of understanding of reality in society. But the empathy, I think, is the evolution of the manhood. You understand me? Because the empathy allows you to really treat your woman the way she's supposed to be treated. Because it's not about what you're just thinking. Can you treat your woman based on how she feels? You understand me? And have that connection with her. Can you empathize with people of different, you know what I mean, communities and levels and all of these different things. And when I listen to women, women have a level of built-in empathy that just don't exist. And my generation of men specifically that I grew up in, you understand me, and like that feeling of like really genuinely caring about other people on a level as if it's yourself, really feeling for how other people think, like that's different. And the way that they go about becoming lead hers, because that's my definition of those leaders, they lead hers, you know what I'm talking about, that the way that they lead with empathy. So it's not competition, they automatically lead with collaboration, they automatically lead with, I hate the word making space, but I get the idea that it's not limited, there's abundant, we can make space for everybody, because men carve out territory and claim space, while women have a movement of making space. And that's a different way that women go about thinking of leadership design. You understand me? That no, they think about business concept of empathy, that we can all be involved, and that's why the women's movement works so well, because once they start to jump into a new space, they want to conquer and make space for each other rather than compete and close it down. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a level of women who think like men, so they are at each other. They put them on the shows. It's drama filled, as if this all can't be for us, right? That no, I have to have so much that it squeezes out everybody else and they can have none. Forget how they feel, right? It's like, why would you want to completely monopolize a market to where you marginalize 90% of the people so that you can have 90% of the market? You understand me? Because you don't want to make space for nobody else. It's not about y'all living comfortable. It's about you being a conqueror. You understand me? And once you get to the capitalism and conquering go hand in hand. So the empathetic level of society and evolution is creating abundance and giving everybody access and designing the new world in a way where everybody can live and thrive with each other. Because capitalism will keep us killing each other. You understand me? But when we talk about empathy, it will design so that we can live with each other.
Yeah. All right, so we closing out. This is the Man to Man podcast where we talk about God. You understand me? I want to make sure that we do this every time that we do close out. I want to make sure we close our eyes. You understand me? And we breathe, and we speak some words of affirmation to the black guys, to the black man and the black woman in North America. You understand me? So I breathe life into all the black men and women. I breathe truth into all the black men and women. I breathe love to all the black men and women. I breathe divinity into all the black men and women. I breathe peace into all the hoods that the black men and women are living in currently. I breathe respect into all the minds of the women and men and children, and the black men and women and children across North America. And we breathe love, honor and respect, integrity, dignity. Ameen, Ashe, Allahu Akbar.
In this episode of Man to Man podcast, where we talk like guys, is sponsored by Crown Society and Goldwater. Tap in.
I mean, oh yeah, we almost ended this out without talking about Shaman. I gotta let y'all know that me and Keys have the song, the only song you need to listen to every day. When you wake up, Shaman. Middle of the day, Shaman. Going to brunch, Shaman. You smoke a blunt, Shaman. You understand me?
You a run,
Shaman. Zaza, Shaman. You get what I'm saying? You eat a shroom, Shaman. Go in a room, Shaman. Take a nap, Shaman. Put it on. Before you go to bed, listen to Shaman. Because every good person is a shaman. And this is the tune for your mind space. And if you ain't listening to the gods, then what you doing? There's only one mind in the universe. Man to man.
Nah, real talk. So man to man. Good.
Peace family, 19 Keys tapping in with you. This episode is sponsored by Goldwater. For those who are not on the gold, you should be. And the reason that you should be, because this is going to electrify your body, your senses, your aura, and your energy. The ancient Egyptians used to take it and they believed it was the elixir of God. Now the reason that they believed that, because they used to break it down in an enormous powder form and they would ingest this gold. Gold is a superconductor of electricity, and they believe that if you ingested this gold, then you also receive the messages from the creator, the universe, universe, this inner knowing that you would get. Now, I tend to believe in a more logical sense of it, that we are all born with 0.02% of gold within our body. Now, this gold electrifies our nerves and it also helps with anti-inflammation. There have been great testimonials all around with different type of people that utilize it. Increased energy, hand-eye coordination, lucid dreaming. Yes, lucid dreaming. A lot of those people, or a lot of people around the world, just don't lucid dream, period, or don't dream in color. Right? The increase in your dream activity is important when it comes to your actual life. See, if you don't dream when you go to sleep, then you don't manifest from your imagination during your waking hours. Right? It's important that we have dreams. It's important that we get that deep rest. It's important that our brain secretes a fluid over the ridges, you understand me, to allow us to clear out neurotoxins so when we wake up, we're more clear and we're not seeking coffee. This helped me eliminate my addiction to caffeine. I needed a drink just about every single day. You understand me? I wake up, I needed one of them red eye, I needed double shots. I'm at the Peace Coffee, I'm at the Starbucks. Every single day, I thought I needed coffee until I found the gold. And ever since I've been on the gold, I put the drink down. You understand me? Yeah, I'm making it sound like it's liquor, but also in the UK in the 19th century, they actually utilized it to curb alcoholism. Now, this is real history that you can look up for yourself if you want to go study the effects of gold. We utilize two different types of gold, monatomic gold and colloidal gold. Now, both of these are just talking about the particle size of the gold. So when you ingest it, it goes into the bioavailability within yourself, gets into your cellular structure, electrifies your whole being, and you tapped into that God level. Make sure you tap in, get on the gold, so we can all be tapped into that next level, just like our ancestors. Peace, family. Go to www.goldwater.com. That's GOLDE water.com. Peace.